How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Firearm Fury. Today I'm probably going to make a fool out of myself, but I thought it would be interesting to see how an ordinary Joe does compared to the Olympians. Obviously the Olympians, they're the best in the world, but we've got a similar situation as the Olympic 50-meter rifle, but instead of their fancy guns, we got the old ranch gun, this old Winchester 22 and pump action. Quite a beauty. In fact, I did a little close-up video of this in another video. I'll have that linked in the description below. Like I say, we've got a similar situation as the 50-meter men's 3-position rifle setup. They are indoors. They have these nice fancy guns with about the best open sights you can get. They've got specialized jackets, gloves, and pants, which obviously we don't have, but we're gonna do it like the ordinary Joe style. So I got a target out there about 51 yards. I know it's a little shorter than what it should be, which is about 54.6 meters. But they've got all the other advantages, so we'll go ahead and run with it. If you want to know more detail about the Olympics 50-meter 3-position rifle setup, go ahead and check out my video that I did going over these things. I'll have a link up above and down below in the description. First off, I'm going to make sure this thing is set in at 50 yards. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll get going. Now this is the type of ammo we're using. Seems to work pretty good for me. I'm sure the Olympians are using some real high dollar stuff that's real good, but this is what I use and I think it's done pretty good. Now just from sighting it in, I could tell this was going to be quite a task. For one, this trigger, well, it's pretty stiff. It's a pretty stiff trigger. Two, I'm sure the Olympians have part of this, but if I had a different sight set up, it would definitely be a little easier. I'm essentially covering about half the target. Well, here we go. Now this isn't going to be the exact full replica of the format that the Olympians do, but it's going to be pretty similar. You know, give me a good idea and I can average everything out. I'm gonna first do 2 5-shot series, kneeling, then we'll go to prone, and then standing. So here we go, we'll see what we can't do. Well, there's one. At this point, you know how I did. I don't. Just guessing. Those first few shots, first 2 shots weren't very good. Honestly, I'd be happy to get all these in the black. So I'll take a look now. Yeah, no, not very good. I would definitely be kicked out first thing in the Olympics. Looks like I'm still shooting a little right. I'm gonna go ahead and move it a little to the left again. Definitely shooting faster than the Olympians, but I don't know that spending more time is really gonna do me a whole lot better. I'll try to slow things down this 5-shot series and see if I can't improve a little bit. Now you'll notice one thing in the Olympics, looks like they've got peep sights to me, which would be very helpful shooting at this distance with this size of a target. But they've also got single shot rifles, so just FYI, go and watch the Olympics 50 meters bend rifle and you'll get a better idea of what they use and what equipment they use. I challenge you guys to do this too and show me how you do. It'd be interesting to see. I know the Olympians have, you know, much better guns and equipment and stuff, but still they're amazing shots. Yeah, I mean, you know they're Olympians, so they're the best in the world, but you don't really, I feel like you don't really appreciate it too much till you go out and try something that you've been doing for, you know, quite a while, and then you see, and then compare you against them and you're like, holy crap, they yeah, no wonder why they're in the Olympics. So it's just pretty interesting. Still going ahead to the right, so I moved it more to the left again. Maybe it'll make a difference in the prone position. Well, hopefully I can do a little better like this. We'll see. I'm not sure if I like prone better than I do kneeling. I wish I could sit. I feel like my best position freehand is probably sitting. I wish I had a different gun. I have this bolt rifle, this Bolt 22 you've seen before, the old versus on the old versus new video. I'll have a link to that down below in the description. But I really wish that I had that gun with open sights on it still. The trigger pull on this is just so hard, it really moves you around a lot. Now as I'm here loading up, I'm a little nervous for the standing position. Oh, I don't think I'm going to do well at all. Well, I just took a look at the target through the spotting scope. I actually did better than I thought. Maybe moving that sight helped and the prone position helped more than I thought. Stupid ant bit me in the back of the arm while I was shooting though. Anyway, go ahead and give 5 more shots laying down. Hey, while I'm shooting, why don't you go ahead and give this video a like? I'd really appreciate it. Now this is a timed event, but I honestly don't really think the the time is so generous. I don't really think that it has any effect on the athlete's accuracy or puts really much pressure on them. Could be wrong, just my opinion. Maybe I'm shooting way too fast. Alright, I believe this would be the fourth shot. Man, I really wish this trigger was lighter. I'm having to put so much pressure on it that it like makes me shake while I'm shooting. Hey, before this last one, why don't you subscribe? I'm just about over 300 subscribers at the time of this filming. You know, I'd really love to be able to get to 1,000. We're on the road to 1,000. I do appreciate all your support. I've had some great subscribers, and I'm sure I'll gain some more. They've been really supportive, really enjoyed the comments that you guys have been sending. Keep it up, and if you're watching and you're not subscribed, hey, I know there's a lot of you out there. Please subscribe. You know, it's free. It really does help me. It would be awesome if you hit that notification bell as well. Go for the fifth shot, last one laying down. Well, alright, that's it for laying down. Well, I'm really about to make a fool of myself. We'll see how standing up goes, huh? Here we go. Whew, that's difficult. Man, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to hit the black on these 5. So for the standing event, they actually get a little bit more time for all the others, which makes sense. It's definitely a lot harder. You've probably seen by the target. I'm a little scared to look to see how those first 5 standing went, but it's definitely a challenge. Now, if you do try to do this yourself, make sure to get a rifle that has as small a sights as possible, as well as a decent trigger pull. This thing is just so heavy. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this gun, man. This thing, I grew up learned how to shoot on this gun a lot, you know, out to the ranch, out rabbit hunting and stuff. You know, it's been a great gun. It still is a great gun, but for precise shooting, you know, that trigger, really heavy trigger, really does, I feel like, limit the potential of accuracy that you can shoot. It kind of makes you shake, well, at least me, kind of makes me shake a little bit, you know, when I'm trying to pull it that tight and stay on target. So anyways, just a few things to consider if you do this. Now, if you do this, let me know. You know, maybe even just post a video. It would be kind of cool to see how other people do. It's not as easy as the Olympians make it seem, that's for sure. Well, we'll go ahead and see if I can't hit the target on these next 5 shots. Crap, I think that was a bad shot. Rats. I think I ended on a pretty bad shot. Anyways, go ahead and look at these targets. So I've got 2 more 5-shot series, one in the prone position and one kneeling. Now I can already tell you my barrel's getting a little warm, not crazy hot, but it's definitely getting warm. And we'll go ahead and give them the last 10 shots. All right, 5 more shots. You know, I love shooting, but it'll kind of almost be nice when it's done. Trying to do this many precision shots is pretty demanding mentally and physically. So this is just the finals. The qualifying is actually much more physically intense, or much more intense than this, and much longer. Now, just to give you an idea, this is what I was working with there. Well, you can see my target there compared to the Olympians. This is crap. So if you watch the Olympic shooting, when they're standing, they're getting like low 9s to even in the 10s, and then obviously kneeling, they're getting better. You know, they're definitely getting in the 10s, and when they're laying down, they're getting for sure in the 10s, usually 10.5 or above. So they're definitely doing really good. So for me, I've got like 2 in the 10 ring. Maybe half of them are in the black, and the rest they're out of the black. My target is pretty close to what the Olympians use. Their bullseye is even a little smaller than mine. The 10 ring on this target here is about 0.8 inches. The very red is about 0.3. And the black is just under 4 inches. So pretty comparable. But hey, if you're wanting to do this to see if you can go qualify for the Olympics, that'd be pretty interesting. I definitely think I could do better with a better setup, better sights. Like if you had some really small peep sight system, I think that would definitely work the best. It looks like that's what the athletes in the Olympics are using. Anyways, I hope this was kind of fun and interesting to see, and I'll see you again in a week here on Firearm Fury.